Hello! It's been a very long time, much longer than I intended between videos. But hey, I'm back and I'd love to give you an update of what's been going on with me over the last year and a half since I last posted a video. So if you're interested in finding out about what I've been up to, then keep watching. So how have you been? I've missed you. I've missed having these conversations and just filming in general. I have to confess, I have filmed quite a lot since when I last posted, which I think was December 2023 when I was at Date with Destiny in Florida. Yeah, I've picked up my camera and filmed so many times. I've even filmed complete vlogs. And then I've never posted them because I ran out of time to actually do the editing. And by the time I kind of got myself into a position where I could edit, the video kind of felt like it was too late. So here I am. Hopefully I'm actually going to get this one posted and you're going to be watching it. So I'm going to sit down and just do my makeup while I'm chatting to you, if that's okay. Hope it is. And at the same time, try and think back and go through what has been going on over the last, like I say, year and a half, I guess, because it's June 2025 as I film this. Wow, how does time fly? So let me get this on and we can start. It's got a little twisted. Isn't this cute? It's like a little makeup band, but it's got a bow on it because why not? Here we go. Oh. It's pretty hot today. I kind of feel like I need to pull the hair back off my face anyway, but when you're doing your makeup, you really need it, right? Might take this off while I do it as well. So let's see, where did I last leave you? December 2023, I went to Florida and I went to Date with Destiny by Tony Robbins, and while I was there I filmed a video and posted it, and that is the last one that was on this channel. Now in 2024 I had every intention of continuing posting videos, but somehow life just got in the way, and there wasn't a particular reason why that happened. I think to start off with, I had some processing to do after Date with Destiny, thinking about what I wanted from my life in general, what I wanted from this channel and the work that I was doing. So yeah, I did want a little bit of time out to think about that, but then I always intended to start filming again. Like I say, it never quite happened. So yeah, I'm going to put on, just because I'm not going out anywhere today and I just want something light, I'm going to put on some Nivea tinted day cream. I like using this because it's it moisturises my face, but it also just gives me a little bit of cover to cover up blotches and things like that. So let's see, last year came home, we had Christmas obviously, and then January came and I'd set myself some goals while I was at Date with Destiny. So while you're at the event, they recommend you set 4 goals, and one of those goals was to plan a big party for myself for this year, because it's a big birthday of mine this year. And not too far off now. So while I was at Date with Destiny, I thought if I want to have a big party, I need to get planning it the year before. So I came home with that goal. And in January, I started to go look at venues where I could host a party. And I really wanted to host a party that for me gave me some of the elements of what I would have experienced had I have got married, because that's not something that has ever happened for me, and I kind of just wanted to have some of those experiences without the actual wedding. So that's kind of what I was looking to do, have a party but tie in some elements of it that could make me feel like I'd kind of tick that box, I suppose. So the first venue that we went to look at was in the West Midlands. It was actually at the West Midlands Safari Park, and they've got a kind of manor house type building on site that they only really use for parties, weddings, big dinners, things like that. And so they were having an open day in January last year, which was actually a wedding open day, but that was the only way that I could go to look around it, because they don't open it up at other times. And they said it's absolutely fine, you want a party, come along, come and look around, you'll get the same information, you know, as the people who were planning on getting married. So we went on a weekend, and we decided to make a little day trip of it. So there was me, David and Finley, and just looking to see what sort of concealer I can put on, but I've just recently run out of my concealer, so I don't have much option. Sorry to interrupt the story, but let's see if I can just go with a little bit of this. Yeah, so we went along, had a look around, really liked it. The venue ticked a lot of boxes, but it didn't tick the box that I wanted, to find a venue that had accommodation on site. So for that reason, it was probably going to be a no, but came away and thought, you know what, that could really work for what I wanted. And anyway, was in the car, about to leave, well, on the way home actually, from viewing that venue, and was chatting to David, and was just sort of, you know, talking about whether it would work for what I wanted. And he said I kind of felt a little bit uncomfortable with it being, with you asking all of the questions for it being your party, given that it was a wedding fair. I said, oh, I'm sorry about that, you know, but I did make it clear to them that it wasn't for a wedding. And he says, no. He says, what I meant was, I kind of felt a bit uncomfortable because, you know, maybe we should get married. You can imagine the expression on my face, jaw drop, and I'm like, okay, are you serious? I said we talked over it a little bit, and I think we slept on it for about a month and just thought about it, and then the conversation crept back up again. And I said, well, I kind of need to know, because it probably impacts what I'm going to do with this party. If we're going to get married, that will kind of supersede having a party. And so, long story short, I got engaged last year. And that's kind of the story of how it happened. We evolved into being engaged. And to give you a bit of context, David and I have been together for over 10 years. And we've got a business together, we've got a home together, we've got a child together, so we're pretty established. And I guess this is kind of like the kind of icing on the cake that you know, we'll get married and that will be lovely. So it kind of changed plans a little bit, and so since then, so I say that was, you know, by about June time last year. That was when we first told any of our family, and just before we did that, we actually went to the Birmingham Jewellery Quarter and we chose a ring for me, so I can show you my ring. Probably not the best time to do it while I've got makeup all over my hands, but here you go. Let's see if you can see it. I just took it off to do my foundation. There you go. Oh yes, I absolutely love it. It's like my princess ring. I couldn't have wished or dreamed of any better. I love the tiny little diamond details that run down either side. I tried on white gold and platinum, and the yellow gold for me with my skin tone just really, I thought looked beautiful. It's got the gorgeous diamond in the middle. I absolutely love it. So yes, I've had that since about last June. We told family, and from that point on, it's really been all about wedding planning and finding a venue. And then once we've got a venue, if you've ever been married, you'll know it's about all of the things that you have to plan for and book and arrange leading up to your wedding. So I'm not married yet. We are getting married later this year. Very much looking forward to it. Very excited for the venue and the whole day. And yeah, so I'm sure in the weeks and months to come, I will just give you little updates here and there of how planning's going. So that, I suppose, is the biggest news. What else? Obviously, we are about a year and a half older. So Finley has just celebrated just recently his 5th birthday. I can't believe he's 5 already. It does not feel that long. He's at school. So he is just about to finish his reception year at school. What am I doing? So in terms of work, I'm a freelance project manager, and I've been doing that for years now. And I also then complement that with other, I guess, side hustle ventures, in terms of I do Kindle book publishing, and I do YouTube, and I've got a blog, and that for me, I suppose, has kind of been on the side and more of a hobby / up and coming business to my main business, which has been the project management consulting. So right now I am on a contract. I started it in January. The beauty of this contract is it is 100% work from home, which I absolutely love. It's full time, so I do work Monday to Friday. But it's great. They're a very, very flexible company, very modern, future looking company. I really like that about them, and I feel like I can really make a difference there, because they're quite, I don't want to say quite young, but their IT side of things, which is where I project manage in IT departments, is reasonably young, a couple of years old, and it's exciting times for me when a company is at that stage, because there is so much good and value that you feel you can bring. So that's going really well. I'm working with some really great people and enjoying that. It has involved a little bit of travel as well. So at the start of this year, I went to Atlanta, and then in February I went to Barcelona, which was great. Also, I guess a big one that I didn't get a chance to tell you about was last year in September. I went on a big trip. It was a 3-week trip to Fiji. It was Fiji and Los Angeles. And this was part of my Tony Robbins Mastery University program that I was doing. So Mastery University, just a super quick recap from Tony Robbins, is his Date with Destiny course, which is pretty much at the moment always in December every year in Florida or online. And then it's his Life Mastery and Wealth Mastery courses, which you can either do virtually or you can go to Fiji and do them there. And I chose to go to Fiji. I went last September, and that was absolutely fantastic. What an experience. I went to Los Angeles first, and I was there for a couple of days because I wanted to try and avoid the jet lag too much. So doing a layover for a couple of days in Los Angeles absolutely was a game changer, because I've flown to Australia direct and back a few times, and it's so tiring trying to do it all in one go. Going as far as LA, having a couple of nights, and then flying on made a world of difference, and I'd highly recommend doing that if you're ever going as far as Australia or Fiji or to that sort of part of the world. What was brilliant is one of my friends who I'd met crewing actually for a Tony Robbins event was going to the same Life Mastery as me, and so we met up. She came over from Germany, we met up in LA and had a couple of days there. Then we flew to Fiji together. We shared a room in Fiji, so that was brilliant because it meant that we could keep costs down a little bit. And after the event we also moved to a different resort in Fiji, which is Tony Robbins' kind of main 5-star resort, because we wanted to experience that. And I think it was about 4 nights there at the end, which was wonderful. And gosh, really the whole Fiji experience is at least one video in itself to share with you. And it is one of the places that I did take a lot of video with the intention of putting a vlog out. And like I say, I never quite got round to getting it organised and getting it into a vlog. So maybe at some point in the future I might do a retrospective video on Fiji. If you're interested in finding out about my experience and just seeing what the resort is like, let me know in the comments, and that will give me the push to find that footage and get it edited up for you. But life-changing is what I would say about that experience in Fiji. I absolutely loved his Life Mastery program, which is a health and wellness course that you do, but it's not just sitting there and learning, it's practical as well, because you actually do a cleanse the whole time that you are doing the course. And that's part of the reason why I wanted to go to Fiji, because you can, if you stay on site, the food package is included so you get all of your food and the right things to eat when just brought to you, and it makes it so much easier. And they had all sorts of things in the room that we were training in to kind of go, so while you're learning you could go and jump on a rebounder at the back of the room, or sit on like a bouncy ball, and they had things for you to try, yoga mats out. And it was a much smaller intimate event than if you go to a normal big Tony Robbins event. So you really got to know most of the people there, and made some deep connections, and we really felt like a family at the end of that course, which was just so wonderful. Yeah, so I'd highly recommend that. I came away with a lot of fresh goals and ideas of the direction of some of the things I'd like to do moving forwards, especially in terms of my business. I guess one of my biggest goal, which feels a little nerve-wracking to say it, but that has stuck with me, and it's, well, not quite a year since I left, but I really would love to open my own wellness centre in the UK with a number of different things that offers, but very much kind of focusing on some biohacking type things, where, you know, new and up and coming ways of looking after ourselves that people can come and try, with some educational pieces to help people learn about how best to look after their bodies, all the kinds of things that I learned on that course. But also I'd love to have the colonic hydrotherapy that I was able to experience in Fiji. It sounds a little bit scary. I was certainly scared before I did it the first time, but wow, what an experience, and how amazing I felt after it. So cleansed, so just healthy and vibrant. It was such an amazing experience. So everything this year so far has kind of been focused on planning for the wedding and doing my everyday life, mum life, and doing my main contract work. But as the wedding gets out of the way and I get some more time, I feel like my attention is going to shift more back onto that big goal, as well as building up and working more on this YouTube channel, which I have missed. I've really missed it, and I've been itching to get back to filming videos. It's just tricky when there are so many other life jobs to do. So yeah, honestly, I think you've had the biggest updates from me in those however many minutes I've been talking for. We don't really have any big holidays coming up. We've kept this year intentionally quiet because of the wedding and planning for it and saving for it. But I think probably after the wedding we might try and fit in like a 4 or 5 day mini moon. And then we've got the idea that next year we're going to plan a kind of bigger honeymoon that will be somewhere fancy or somewhere, you know, some adventure that we'll do. And we'll probably do that as a family. So Finn will come as well with us on that, because it doesn't feel right to go on holidays without him, to be honest with you. We're all a family now. And so yeah, that is our plan as far as honeymoon goes. And we are still in the same house. I have really gotten into gardening since the last time we spoke. I don't know whether I'd started to talk about that a little bit on this channel before. I don't think I really did, but last summer I grew, well, Finley and I actually grew pumpkins, and boy did I not know how big pumpkin plants grow. But David built some planters to go in our garden, so it's like a mini kitchen garden. And Finley and I decided last January to plant some pumpkin seeds, which we started growing indoors. They grow so quickly at the beginning that we had to quickly transplant them outside. And as the year went on, they just took over our garden basically, and we got loads of pumpkins. So that was really exciting. And kind of gave us the gardening bug. So this year we are growing some more. What am I looking for? One of these brushes. This year we are growing some more pumpkins, but I've limited it to 2 plants because I don't want it to take over the garden again. And I love growing from seeds. I find that very satisfying. So I've started growing quite a lot of herbs, and I'm going to fill a planter that my brother-in-law gave me and try and turn that into like a herb planter. And then in our kitchen garden planters, we are also growing lettuce, rocket, spinach. I've got some carrots in there. I've also got some marigold flowers because I think they complement pumpkin plants quite well. And also I managed to collect the seeds from some that I grew last year. So it's kind of fun growing from seeds from plants that you had the year before. I'm finding that quite exciting. So yeah, very much into the old gardening at the moment, and trying to just get outside and enjoy the nice weather when we get it and be in the garden. So that is fun. And yeah, anything else to let you know? What about other things that are coming up this year? So it is my big birthday this year. I'm not doing a party for it anymore, seeing as we are now having a wedding instead. But what I decided, instead of doing a party, I thought, how am I going to mark my birthday celebrations? So I decided that I was going to spread it out across the year and kind of think of some bucket list items that I would probably never normally do because I wouldn't feel like I could, and I'm going to treat myself to those. So I've started to put some of those in place. I don't know when I'll be done with my year of celebrations, but I'm very happy with what we've got lined up so far. So the week after my birthday, David and I are going to stay at our wedding venue for a couple of nights, and so we're going to be having dinner in the Michelin-starred restaurant on site on one of the nights, and on the other night we have hired their private dining room to do a taste flight, and family are going to come and join us. So that, I guess, is probably like the biggest piece of celebration. And then also I really wanted to go and experience more of the Soho House company, staying in hotels, and I really wanted to go and see what Soho Farmhouse was like, because I stayed in Soho Warehouse in LA when I went to Fiji on my way home, and I absolutely loved it. It was fantastic, and kind of got hooked a little bit on that. So I really wanted to go and stay at Soho Farmhouse. So I have booked that for next year. I'll be going there, I think in March time. And as well as that, I'm going with a friend this year to Soho Festival in London, which is a day event. And I'm so excited to go to that. It sounds amazing. I just really hope the weather's going to be good, because if the weather's good, we are going to have the most amazing day. There are some great acts playing, and what is amazing is all of the food and all of the drinks and other things like manicures and treatments and things like that are all included. So really looking forward to that. And I'm trying to think, is there anything else? I feel like there's something else as well. Maybe they're the main ones. I have got another thing that I really want to do. It's something I've been thinking of for a couple of years now. It's kind of a challenge, and it's something that I want to do for YouTube. So I'm not actually going to say what it is yet, because I need to see. First of all, I need to find some dates I can do it. It will probably take me about 4 or 5 days if I do this challenge, and it will require planning, and it will require me to save some money. But if I can do that, I think that might feel like I've completed my year of celebration. That will feel like, yeah, it will feel really special. So hold that thought. If I manage to pull it off and get it all organised, it won't be until next year for sure, because I haven't got the time this year to do it. That would be something exciting for this channel, I think. And one other thing that may, I guess, whether it falls under my year of celebration or whether I just do it because I want to do it, is this year I kind of fancied going to the Chelsea flower show, but I decided that I'd like to do it at a bit short notice, and the tickets were quite expensive by then, and I would have ended up going on my own. And in the end, I decided I'm not going to try and rush this through, but I'm probably going to try and go next year with my mum, or maybe with my mum and dad, and we'll probably make an overnight of it, so that it's, because it would have been a really early start and quite a long day. And honestly, if I go and do something like that, I really want to enjoy it, and I'd love to experience it with my parents as well. So I think might try and plan the Chelsea flower show for next year. So I think I'm pretty much done here. What haven't I done? I didn't do any blush, and my blusher brush needs cleaning at the moment. So I'm going to use a blusher stick as well and see how this goes. I guess just while I'm finishing these bits off, I can say that one thing that I'm going to try and film a bit of this year, that I've just started the conversation for, is I want to have some skin treatments in the run up to the wedding, to just try and get my skin in the best position it can be. I've found what looks to be an amazing venue that's about a 5-minute drive from me, so that's fantastic. And I spoke to them yesterday, and they're putting together a plan for me of treatments that I can have that they feel will really help kind of bring the plumpness out in my skin and get it looking great. So I will see if it's possible for me to film any of that and talk to you a little bit about that. And anything else. I've also got a makeup artist booked for the wedding, and I'll be having a trial before the wedding as well, and a hair. I've booked it's not really a hair artist, is it? But a lady who does hair. They're actually sisters. The one lady does makeup, and then her sister does the hair. So they come together, and they'll come and do my hair as well. So I'm excited for that. And I'm also planning a rather fun hen night as well, which may or may not involve a little bit of karaoke. I don't think I'll be filming that for the vlog. Probably couldn't anyway because of copyright with music. But yeah, so lots of exciting things coming up this year. Before I finish though, with this update, I guess it would be really good to hear from you if you found me again and you're here and you're watching, which I imagine it's probably going to take a little while for people to kind of come back and see me posting again. What would you like to see from me? And drop it in the comments. Let me know if there's any particular videos that you like to see from me, and also just let me know, how's things been going for you? What are you up to? Any significant things that have changed for you? I'd love to hear. And with that being said, I think it's probably time for me to sign off this video. I've got a couple of other videos lined up that I want to post, so hopefully I'm really going to get this going again. Hold me to that. And yeah, I'm excited for what's to come. So I think with that being said, I'm going to say bye for now and see you next time.